Right. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Tamika Miller and Kareem. I swear I love being up this early. And even though I went to bed a little late last night, like really, I haven't really been to sleep all the way yet. But for some reason, because I had to finish some spell work, and I can't let those candles, I can't go back to sleep till the candles are done. So I've got a rather serious question that I want to ask the spiritual community. And you know what? I don't necessarily, I come as humble as I can be. Let me grab my microphone. And I do. I seriously come with a humble spirit when I ask this question. But I do want to state my opinion about it. Okay. So, I've been watching, I watch other witches on YouTube, or I watch witches on YouTube. And I've often heard them speak about, and I've heard this ongoing debate about, whether or not you can be crowned under the Orishas and you have to pay all of this money to, to people, to other people. You have to pay all of this money in order for you to be crowned, or in order for you to claim that you're the daughter of somebody. So I guess that would, nobody ever says anything to me, but I guess that would qualify for me because I work with Yemaya a lot. A lot. And, she's elemental. She's water element. So, anyway, so I guess, and I haven't been crowned under any house or Babalao I can't think of everything that you have to have. You have to have a Babalao and a a person, a ruler, a leader. And so I've been hearing that. And so I don't have that. My ruler and my leader is God ultimately. But that's neither here nor there. My serious question that I have for the spiritual community, though, is why is there so much hatred and contempt? Is it because of the negative experience that you had while being initiated? Because this is what I want to tell you about my spiritual history. I've always felt watched. I've always felt like I've been getting initiated into something. So life is sort of an initiation when you think about it, because life will send you all sort of tests and teach you all sorts of lessons. So that's, and I understand, being a part of a club, or I guess it's some kind of secret society. I'm not real sure what that is. But why is it that if you are, and this is what I don't understand about these newest witches that are on the scene, because one of them seems to be really pro-black, and then the other one says that you can't go anywhere if you're not crowned by the Latinos, is basically what she said. So it sounds like to me another form of exploitation, because why on earth would you have to go through, you know, somebody like that just to get to your deity? I really honestly don't think that Oshun and Ogun and Yemaya, I don't believe that they said that you have to go and pay all of this money to have all of these initiations. I don't I don't believe that they believe that. Hey Anna, good morning. I'm listen, I'm being as humble as I can be. I am not trying to be a smart ass, even though I'm asking sort of a smart aleck question. And I do sort of take issue with the fact that an African or a Caribbean person, a person that could be of African descent, would have to go through all of those channels that of which they probably can't afford or don't want to afford. So you can't be naturally touched or in tune with these orishas, or you can't work with them, or you're barred, or you're going to have to risk being harassed. And then also another thing is that I understand that people are just being, real bitchy on here. That's fine. But how do you really know if somebody hasn't been crowned? How do you really know their spiritual history? So, hey, good morning, Diane Schaefer. So, to me, that sort of makes no sense. Okay. And I have a I have a serious issue with it, because I would not dare want to have to go through those avenues or those channels just to work with who I want to work with. I think that that's very dangerous for for a lot of people to do that. Hey, Hecate Witch Love. Hello, Mary Me. And Corinne. Hey, Corinne. I didn't mean to leave you out. Um, so my question for the spiritual community is, if you are a person of African descent, why would you need to go and pay? Why would you need to go and pay somebody to work with the Orishas? Just a question. I realize, hey, and you know what? I don't want to get no bad, crazy, vampiric spiritual energy either, because I got a bunch of black candles and I will light them, son of a bitches. So I don't even want to hear it. I'm asking a serious question. I'm pretty sure that there have been a lot of people that have debated about this and went back and forth. So I realize that I am opening up a can of worms that maybe I don't want to fucking open up, because to be honest with you, it's not my fight and I am not caping for anybody. What I am caping for is peace. My goodness, I'm pretty sure. I'm not even going to go there, because, but Okay. And see, I think this may have something to do with why my recent encounter, which I have lots of clients that are Latino, but there was this one person that's Latina, and she acted like she owned me. And she's in the spiritual community, I guess. She works with Oshun. She acted like she owned me. So I want you guys to be careful because there are a lot of people that seems a little bit racist to me because, and I'm sorry, I'm against racism, even against your own people. I am against racism against blacks by other blacks or by other races. Anna said peace is what they won't let us have. You know what? Honestly, it's mildly entertaining until they get to talking about you, and then that's when it's like because I'm not. But and that's fine. They, you know, I don't mind if they, I don't necessarily mind. That doesn't bother me. People are going to talk about you. I have people talking about me every damn day, but I think that that's very dangerous for you to be. And that's really sad because, especially in America, where Christianity has affected and afflicted Black women, African American Black women, the most. And for us to have other, so in my opinion, I feel like it's the slave mentality filtering over into this, the spiritual community. That's so interesting because it's kind of like, because for me, I don't have a hatred for blacks. I don't. Okay, for and you can tell that I don't really have a hatred for anybody, but so I'm very different. But when I notice this dynamic, especially with Black women, when they're competing with each other, it's seek, destroy, and kill everything about this woman. And thank you, Tamika. It seems like it's just more. I don't even want to say patriarchy, but hates, hatred of the woman, hatred of the divine feminine, the attack on the divine feminine. I want to say this to everybody. Black women, especially, have been degraded. And when you think about the history of slavery, this is especially the reason why this kind of behavior should not happen. But see, this is the whole thing. They don't have to get their hands dirty or their feet dirty anymore because blacks will do it to each other. That's just like Black women are supposedly the ones that invest the most in weaves, but yet, but yet there's a bunch of Asian people that own weave stores. Well, you would think that if Black people invest millions of dollars into hair weave, that they would own, hair supply stores and that they would, somehow capitalize off of it and make money. And they have. I see Black women all the time making money off of hair weave. I see them doing it on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's the same difference. So you mean to tell me that as a Black woman um, who's been through the struggle, that if I wanted to work with the Orishas and to be taken serious and to practice my natural born gift of magic, that I would have to go to a house of Latino people to be approved of? That's what you're trying to tell me. As a Black woman, and then you protected and you said no, they made it known that they were basically deathly afraid of this Latino woman, which I don't see what the fear is all about, and how they, so they obviously expressed their, against this person that was obviously racist. So to me, so I'm asking you, as a Black woman with spiritual gifts and a vagina and a uterus, I have to go to a house of Latinos and pay thousands of dollars to be able to practice my spiritual gift and to be able to connect with the elements on this earth. You're telling me that, and you're saying it with a straight face. But then on the other hand, you're saying we can't let these white people do this to us. But then but then you give the Latinos such high regard, and it just speaks volumes as to how you feel about yourselves, sisters. I'm sorry. The fact that you lift them up, you praise them, that's a problem. Why is it that why is that? So you mean to tell me that and this is no shade to Latino people, but I'm pretty sure that as a Latino man or woman, you would have a serious problem with it if you had to go through a black person to get to you to get to the Orishas. So as a black person, and so a lot of people consider Latinos to be black. Listen, I, I used to work for the Census Bureau, and most Latino people do not consider themselves to be black. They consider themselves to be white. Now, I am not, listen, this is uncomfortable conversation. It's very awkward. I don't like to have this conversation because, but so that to me makes no sense. And for you to give your power, which level within the same community are you attempting of you being asked? No, that's not, I'm not being asked to be approved. I'm just saying, I'm just making observation because I don't get down with stuff like that. No, I am not attempting to join a coven. Okay. No. The reason why I am asking this question, I've noticed that there is a Latino Shun, and she says that black women are ugly and dark skinned monkeys. So because of that, and she's works, and Oshun to me looks like a beautiful black woman. She could be Latino people come in all shades. So what I was asking because of that, because I was putting two together as to why these people, think that they are superior to me, and that, well, of course, I don't agree with that. I don't feel that anybody is superior. We all have our own ships or whatever that we do. Okay. So, but she felt that she was superior. And then I'm seeing these other witches who are, coming down on another witch saying where you're a fraud because, you haven't been initiated officially um, into magic. And so I've never had anybody say that to me, but I've never, I don't have the Alekies or anything like that. I don't have any of those. And I'm thinking about buying some because they, evidently they cause a lot of controversy. You know what I mean? But, so I'm not being asked this question, somebody else is, but throughout the years, because I feel like I got initiated into something, damn. I can tell you that, that I can tell you that I've been through every struggle. So I've definitely, I feel initiated. Like, yeah. So, and I guess, and I'll never go. through those channels to be crowned or anything like that because I'm already crowned. So I already feel that I wear a crown. So I'm just telling you my feelings, thoughts, and perceptions of myself and my magic. You don't have to agree with it if I'm delusional or whatever because this person always says that I'm delusional. I guess because I'm not initiated or whatever because I've noticed that and so I've actually noticed quite a few of Latino people and they are very very like worshiped almost. It's almost like black people from the spiritual community worship them no matter how they treat other black people. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Hecate Witch Love says initiation is actually pretty personal. That's what I was thinking because I mean I've like I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go to where I was gonna go with this. So I want to ask the spiritual community why would and so my whole thing about it is that what is all of the anger if you paid for your certification, okay, to if and you've paid thousands of dollars, then why isn't there any insurance or any kind of, because to me you're still backbiting. The reason why you are doing what you're doing is because you are trying to get attention. Okay. Now, in my humblest of opinions, if you've went through thousands of dollars of initiation, then you would think that you would just be able to stick with the religion, maybe talking about the religion and maybe not so much calling other people out. That's all I'm saying. Okay, because I don't know. I would, I guess I'll say this. I don't believe that being initiated has anything to do with success, especially on YouTube. And, you know, so that's my question. And I'm wondering if clients are looking at this, and that's why I wanted to address it because I don't want my clients to feel as though, my magic is not powerful enough or I'm not a quote unquote real witch just because I'm not, saying that I was initiated into the same exact thing. And then also, you know how a lot of people will try to make it seem like that magic is more powerful than other magic and oh, we're just gonna this one person, I mean, my God, she was supposed to have been killing me. I was supposed to be dead years ago. I was supposed to be dead years ago. She'd been practicing death magic. And I think the worst thing that happened was that I got younger. Like she kept threatening me. This woman was threatening me and I got younger. And all I did was got healthier. So I didn't really understand that, but I guess that was by the grace of God, I guess, you know. Um I'm not understanding that and I want people to know on YouTube that you can definitely possess spiritual gifts and you can definitely also be an alchemist and you can also know how to make a spell work. This whole initiation thing doesn't make a witch more or less powerful. So I wanted to say that in my own defense. Cause you know what? I get a lot of witches. I think it's probably these witches. They come in here, they're constantly trolling and saying, oh, you're a fraud and this, and that. And so that may have something to do with it. I'm not sure. But here's my whole thing. Right. You're right, Hecate Witch Love. You Hecate Witch Love says you have your own authority and believe in it. The client's results will hold proof. Absolutely, absolutely true. Yeah. If good don't want you to suffer, no man, witch or demon can touch you. Yeah, I agree because I it was my, there was those moments, and and it was really and it was really because, to be honest with you, I think that anybody that decides to use their own power is going to meet up with some resistance. So I don't think any of us are, if it comes to being initiated, if it comes to, fighting for what you want and, establishing and maintaining your position. Okay. So for me, things flow very easily for me because I do feel a divine and biological as well as spiritual right to myself and my own spiritual gifts. Nobody owns them. Okay. Nobody can tell me that they have to bless and pray over me or whatever, which is nice. It's nothing wrong with that. I didn't say it was anything wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, if that's what spirit calls you to do, then you should do it. But everybody's story is going to be different. I don't think that any of us, if you are really, really practicing magic, I don't think that any of us would risk, our sanity for something that we don't believe in. So I think that, so here's my whole thing about it is that how much of that is being exposed as a scam within itself? Because to me, that makes no sense at all. So you have to buy your magic, you have to buy it. You have to buy the magic. The magic is not within you. And the magic that you use, you don't have the right to use it. Well, what if you're somebody that can't afford that, but you still need to protect yourself? Oh my goodness. That's so sad that we've left women and the divine feminine so unprotected. So what if you're not even trying to do work for other people? What if you're just doing it for your own life? What if you're just like a nurse or a real estate agent or a bus driver or somebody and you just want to, learn the religion or learn witchcraft just to protect yourself and to protect your family? What guidance is there out there for, people that need that protection? Because there's a lot of people that were Christians their whole life, and while they may have been protected or they may have been alive or whatever, they still wanted more. So that's why they began to look at other things other than, feeling like they were limited within Christianity. So I know I definitely felt very limited within Christianity. Um, as far as with who I was or who I am, not who I was, but who I am. So I'm really not. So I want to ask people this because the magic is within you. Like I said, as a woman, a lot of us really don't know our own power, evidently. I'm not sure. I think it's bizarre. It's very bizarre. But okay, so as a woman, and this is why I'm very protective over my womb, because as a woman, you are a portal. You have a special connection with God, you have a special connection with the heavens. Okay? So this is women are the reason why aliens even visit this planet. We're the reason why. Okay? So I don't understand why, as a woman, I would need to go and buy my magic from somebody. and then to be told that, well, you can't use this element. You can't work with Mother Yemaya. You can't work with her because you haven't went to um you haven't went to the Latinos to get initiated yet, is basically what she said. So it just shows the slave mentality that is on a lot of people. And I swear to you, I feel like this is some kind of alternate universe or something sometimes, or because listen, a lot of us don't feel that way. A lot of us don't buy into the whole slave regime. In fact, I don't feel like I was a descendant of a slave. And it's not that I think I'm any better than a slave, but I just, I don't feel that way. Maybe that's why I have the attitude that I have. My grandmother, mother, and I were our covenant great grand before that, though I don't remember that there were no fees or association. We were here. Yeah. Heck, hey, witch love, that makes a lot of sense. You would be in a coven with your, grandmother, your aunts, and absolutely. And that makes a whole lot of sense. And so I think that this is where it exposes a lot of the ignorance and the limited thinking. And then the fact that you think that you have the right to the fact that you think that you have the right to judge those, to call people out, and then even said it, one of the people said, well, I have the authority to call you out. And she wasn't talking to me. Well, women are gold, in my opinion. In my opinion, women are worth more than gold, in my opinion. So that's just it. I'm sorry, but I hear you. Moral compass says that aliens came and continue to come to Earth for gold. Well, I'm sure that there's a lot of different minerals and stuff that they come here for, but it's not just for gold. I believe that women are very, very special. And I believe that that is why the divine feminine is being attacked so heavily. And it is because we are portals. Our uterus is a portal. So when you think about how we come in and out of this reality, the actual real truth is mind blowing as far as to what is going on here whenever women even give birth. So I think it's definitely something very magical that women are doing, and I think that there are certain people that are confused and lost when it comes to that. But going back to what I was talking about, going back to what I was saying, um, I'm sorry, but you don't have the authority to do that. You don't have the authority to call out other witches. You don't, just because you were initiated into a house. I've known people on here that are very respected witches. They don't even do that. They don't even do that. But then again, you just never know. You never know. Because I've noticed that there are some people that do like to work behind the scenes in some debauchery against other people. So you just never know. But this is what I can tell you, that as far as like when it comes to witches and when it comes to women, you have got to stop being so oppressive of each other. That is the problem. Okay. I am a woman that is simply trying to be herself and support her children. And I was attacked. And the reason why is because of misperceptions, people misperceiving, and we're all supposed to be witches. So this is what, because for me, in my humble opinion, there was a lot of people that claimed that they were seers, and they are not seers, because these people accuse me of abusing my kid. Guys, God will never co-sign that, because God knows me. So that, I mean, these people were supposed to be seers. So now they have, they are forced in order to make their magic look real. And it's so sad, because really, to be honest with you, if they were to admit that they were wrong, then they would consider themselves to be frauds, because that is insane, to do a woman's children and family the way that they did me. But I'm honestly not complaining about that anymore. But it continues, to be honest with you. It has not been enough time since that last attack. And so me and my family actually have to move out of our home. And I haven't purchased this home. I want to move anyway, because, you know, but we actually have to move because of, these fake fraudulent witches who claim to be witches. But if you are a real witch, why are you trying to steal other people's energy? So it makes no sense to me. And I think that people need to really, really take into account that if somebody claims that they are a real witch solely based upon paying all this money, then I would question the validity of that. I would question the validity of that. So you went and paid for your psychic powers. You went and paid for you went and paid for, because to be honest with you, a lot of these energies we're getting from the universe. The universe is reflecting back to us all the time. So you went and paid for the universe. I agree. Hecate Witch Love says, I believe it's disrespectful to our elements, spirits, and deities to play the internet games. I agree. I don't think they like it at all. I really don't. And especially when you consider all of the witches who not only support their families, but literally support the entire earth. So there's many of us that, you know, if it were not for our energy, you wouldn't have the gumption to even turn on your camera and, disrespect each other the way that you do. Because for me, I know for a fact that, my energy has been zapped from me on many, many occasions so that things can be balanced on this earth. So there are a lot of people who walk this earth whose spiritual and physical body, helps to balance out the earth. So that's something that, because there's some people that just sit there, they just want to make money. But there's some of us that, sometimes we automatically get pulled into meditation to do certain things. So I don't know about other people's spirits, but there's some of us that truly do travel beyond this earth realm, and then also inside and through it. Okay. Right. I agree. I need my energy to put into my work as well. I agree. But there are sometimes when nature, like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but there's times when nature calls me. And I think that's why I think that whenever you get especially when you get the urge to walk barefoot on the grass, I feel like you're feeding from nature and earth and earth's frequency, and earth's frequency is feeding from you. So it's an energy exchange. It's a vibration that is exchanged when that happens. Because I don't believe that earth would even, like, I believe we've always been here. I believe that on some level, I've got really, really, really broad views, spiritual views that go beyond religion, any religion. So, but for me, I respect all people's beliefs. I respect people's right to choose what they believe. And yes, yes, these women do have the right to believe that. If you believe in your authority, then believe it all day and night. But if that practitioner, because, with the way my practice is set up, is that all of my clients that come to me, they are connected with my spirits and I'm connected with their spirits. Their people talk to my people. Okay. Their people talk to my people. And then that's where that relationship came up from. Okay. Because, and witches do have to get paid for the work that they do unless you're rich. There are some witches that are just filthy rich. I will tell you, I can. And they're, yeah, so some of y'all, y'all just, oh, I just want to, go around and do free work for people, and so because you're rich, so you know what I mean. But for me, I have to charge for healing because I choose to do it for a living, just like massage therapists, just like doctors charge you to heal you, so it's no different. So I'm actually a healer, and my energy heals people. My words heal people. So it would be a shame for somebody like me that does so much good to be discouraged from doing good. You see what I'm saying? So that's literally, a lot of people are on this earth because they do want to do good. But then there are some people that, and to me, I do see a form of brainwashing in with that. So when you say that, so as a black woman, as an African woman, or as a woman of African descent, why do you feel that you have to go to buy your religion? Why did you feel that you had to go and buy your power from somebody? So basically, you had the power inside of you, but then maybe that person took the power and then you had to go buy it back. You not hogging the chat. You good, Hecate Witch. You good. I like your energy. So you have to go and buy back your power as a practitioner. And like, this is so sad, that, and I'm saddened by that. I'm sad that black women feel that way about themselves. This is your magic. Why do you need to go buy that from somebody? And why did you believe it when somebody told you that? So it sounds like to me that you got conned. You possibly got scammed. And there's a lot of anger because of that. So now it's, oh, I must go and expose all of these scam artists. But I'm sorry, many of us practice, peacefully. And the people that come to us, we truly make a difference in their lives. So I don't understand why, those people that you went and paid all that money for, why didn't they leave you with something? Why didn't they teach you how to cultivate a business? Because to me, it seems like whenever a person is going around exposing people as frauds and all that stuff, they are looking for attention. They are either looking for attention or they're looking to discredit somebody else for somebody else. I gotta take my medicine today, y'all. I ain't about to sit up here and be messing around. That's what it seems like to me. I just gotta keep it real. So I just think it's sad. I was looking at that and I said, well, wait a minute. I said, well, why do you have to do that? And then, but I will tell you that, I'm look, this is what I'm going to tell you. I can honestly tell you that that there was this one black witch. I felt that she was a fraud and I exposed her. And the reason why I exposed her is because she claimed to be a seer, but she could not see how much I loved my kids. How did she miss that? And how did she misjudge that? See what I'm saying? So to me, she's a fraud because it's like, girl, I'm getting ready to I'm getting ready to drop a house on you, okay? I am very, very, very serious about the safety and the well-being of my kids. And this woman went around and lodged a campaign against me and was lying on me. So yeah, that person, in my opinion, is a fraud. Now, does that mean that this person doesn't have magic? Not necessarily. She may have magic somewhere deep down in the bowels of her if she can keep it real someday at some point, if she had discernment. Because I don't care how much magic you got. If you don't have discernment, then you don't have much. Because discernment is truly a gift. This woman, my babies got attacked. Okay. And I understand dark witchery or whatever. These are dark goddesses. These are dark women, who threaten children and talk about children and stuff. Okay, fine. But it's still a fraudulent person because you thought that you knew me and it was so bizarre. And they were really trying to create some kind of reality. So guys, I talked to you guys about the glamour stuff because it's when more than one person gets together and it is almost like a little secret society type of group effort, community bashing type of thing that seemed like it was coming straight from the Christian church against real witches, because it was really, really bizarre. And I've experienced this before when I began practicing the same exact attack. But this time I said, no way, I am not going to let you keep me from my magic. And I'm not going to let you keep me from my divine right to my own spiritual gifts to be used as I see fit. So I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. While at the same time, rubbing elbows with Jesus Christ. I ain't got no problem with it. Me and Jesus Christ is cool and a fan. So, I get that because I remember the last time that happened and it just a bunch of chaos comes in and people get to acting all weird and stuff. So I'm sitting up here trying to figure out if this is just a part of my whole reality or what the heck is going on, because it's just weird and bizarre. But then I said, no, I said I figured it out, especially being that I'm in the public, because they don't want you to use your power. And if you do use your power, they want to keep you limited and they want to say, oh, well, you can't do this without my permission. So in retrospect, you're still a slave. You're still a slave. And that makes no sense because you existed for far longer than slavery did. So this is what doesn't make any sense as to why there's so many of you that can't connect with any other of your past lives. And I'm going to say this to y'all, that many of you guys that behave the way that you do when it comes to certain folks, a lot of y'all did incarnate from slavery. A lot of them did. So this is why they literally have this self-hatred for self, and they feel as though they have to go to people, especially for some reason with the whole colorism thing. So my grand called them hearers. She would say they don't see, they hear the lying spirits because they lie. Yeah. definitely was lying because anybody that knows me, if especially if you knew me when I had my older channel that they got that they flagged down. I really would like to get that channel back, because it had a lot of videos and a lot of vlogs of my children, of my life with my children. It was obvious that I love my children, and they literally tried to murder or kill that part of me. It was so bizarre how they did all kind of stuff. They tried to do they tried to do they tried to transfer their consciousness to mine. Several of them keep trying to do that, which will never happen because I have a really, really deep sense of self, and it is, and really with all of my other selves and past lives. So when I opened up my third eye, yeah, I mean, that mug is wide open. You can even tell by my forehead. My forehead even looks a little split open right there where my third eye is. Because and when I figured it out, I figured it out. When I had my divine moment, when I had my light bulb moment, it was very powerful. And yeah, I did see a beam of light come through the ceiling almost. I did. I did see a beam of light come through the ceiling. It came out of nowhere. And it had nothing to do with the light fixture. It was a spiritual beam of light that I saw. So, and then sometimes I suspect that I've already crossed over to the spirit realm. I mean, and it's not that you've lost touch with reality. It's just that, you know, it's, it- it's a very mysterious thing that's happening here. Is all that I can tell you. But what I will tell you is that when somebody is doing that, more than likely they're an agent. They could possibly be an agent for somebody else altogether. Or maybe they are an agent for themselves because most real witches, especially like with me guys, I mean, I grew my channel overnight and no, I did not pay for my subscribers. I paid for search engine optimization, which is not paying for subscribers. My website has rank on Google, and that took time for that to happen. So a lot of the times when people find my website, they're not even looking on YouTube sometimes. If anyone misrepresents their gifts, they will be repaid in full. When those who mess with that, they don't understand for entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, I think there are some people that are just for entertainment purposes. I think it is some people that are like that because you can just tell that it's not really taken seriously. But the one thing that I do take seriously is this whole consensus that you have to go to people that really don't even accept you. So in order for me to be a magician and to practice my magic that I was born with, I have to go to people that don't even like me to be initiated, and I've got to pay thousands of dollars of money that I don't have. And I would never do that and then go and do what you do and then brag about that. That doesn't look good. So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, hon. That's all I'm saying. And it looks bad. It does. It looks bad. Okay, especially being that they're obviously cool with my worst enemy. By the way, I wanted to say this to this person because I was actually going to go live last night. Being paranoid and witchcraft does not mix. You being paranoid and being a witch does not mix. Um, I haven't done, and another thing I'm going to tell you guys that you guys really need to get some discernment. A witch made a hangout, I think it was about 12 hours ago, and she accused me of doing a breakup spell on her and her boyfriend. And nothing could be further from the freaking truth. So I think it's weird. I think it's bizarre. I think that really a lot of people, honestly, you really listen. If you and your boyfriend break up, please understand. And see, this is what I said. This is why you got to have discernment because I'm not going to blame some other woman for what happened between me and my man. That's my thing. So I ain't did no breakup spells for anybody or their boyfriend. I don't think about you that much to do break. So to all of any witches out there, if you have threatened my family, the most I have done, thank you, Shar J67. Thank you. The most that I have done to you is probably binded you. That's it. If you were somebody that was going around lying on me, please believe you are inside of that beef tongue. Please believe that. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. The people that continue to turn on their camera and lie on me, those people are soulless. Okay. How about sometimes witchcraft don't really work on the soulless? So if a person don't have no soul and no spirit, ain't nothing to really connect to. Okay. Consciousness. Remember, I was explaining about somebody having consciousness and also versus people that are able to have a guilty conscience. But there are some people that are able to do stuff without guilt. And I believe that those people are not conscious. I believe those people are just functioning for some kind of demonic force. Okay. Yeah. Hecate Witch Love says, I believe that's true if you're trying to gain membership into their society. Otherwise, it's not part of the universe you're creating. Yeah, so that's what, but and see, that's the whole thing about it is that with the Orishas, like I don't think that they like it's almost like so are the Orishas, are they in bondage as well? Like, or is this some kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's almost like they'll say, oh, well, you can't do anything without this. And what you do is going to fall to pieces or it's going to crumble. And they'll say that that deity will do that to you. But it's so weird how they'll be associated with people that chase and stalk after children and try to destroy people's families. So, I mean, I I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can buy power. So I'm here to tell you, I've been communicating with dead folks since I was a kid, and I can't go and buy that from anybody. So you can't buy a spiritual gift from nobody. And a spiritual gift, a part of that when you are a witch, witches have many, many different gifts. Many of us have the gift of resurgence. Many of us have the gift of sight. Many of us have the gift of telepathy. Many of us have the gift of moving objects, telekinesis, which really, to be honest with you, if you tighten it, really telekinesis is where it's at. Tightening up your telekinesis skills can definitely, I'm not going to tell my secrets though, but because really a lot of us are telekinetic. I think that if people had more self-control, we would probably be able to use more of our spiritual gifts and probably use more of a percentage of them. So, in order to do that, you have to have some kind of spiritual gift, which I believe is definitely I believe everybody has the potential for that. I believe everybody does have the potential for that. Absolutely. But is everybody meant for that? Not necessarily. I've seen some people that are just like dead zombies. So, I'm not trying to throw no shade at people that are zombie like or whatever, but I've seen some zombies. And what I mean by zombie is somebody that just walks around and is constantly controlled by others, by some kind of establishment or some kind of system, systematic, mind control. And, I guess you could say that, all of us, if you look at it, whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love Hecate. I spell it that way for personal reason. It was, yeah. Yeah. Well, and no, what I'm saying is that for you to do spell work and for you to manipulate, those powers and those energies is what I'm talking about. You have to have some kind of you have to at least know how to manipulate those energies. There's got to be some kind of inner power of how you can make that work. By the way, oppression, exactly. By the way, somebody was asking me about court cases, and yes, I do take court cases for people. And I've had excellent results with it. Excellent results with my court case spell work. And God knows I've gotten plenty of practice. I've gotten a lot of practice the past few years on court cases. So that's going to be something that I'm really going to end up specializing in and, really helping a lot of people with that because especially if you are somebody that is being falsely accused, okay, the spirits really, really, really wanted me to learn that. And I learned through my own experiences of being falsely accused. And I think that it was just a rite of passage as a witch, in my opinion. I think that the reason why I went through that is because I am a real witch, and the system generally doesn't accept witchery. They don't really accept witches. So if you're claiming to be a witch and you're doing things to other witches, oops, you might very well be operating under some kind of treachery or treason because I'm sorry, I think that that is an insult to the divine feminine. It's a lot of the stuff that people do and also to witches, to witchcraft period. So anyway, yeah, that was my point. I'm pretty sure that there's probably going to be that weird weirdo who makes videos to me that I don't listen to. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some, because for some reason, this person feels that they have to react every time I say something because this person tried to give a false narrative to everybody that this person had some kind of control over me. It's so bizarre for some reason. And so that is what triggered me to come and say something because of this person that I don't know, that I've never met, that is in fact weaker than me, that is in fact younger than me, that does not have half of the wisdom or the strength that I have. Okay. This person had a personification or they were trying to front as if they had control over me. So that's why this person constantly is now responding to everything because this person wants to give the illusion that they're in the ring with me, but it's like, honey, I'm so far above you where you're at spiritually. Yeah. That's funny. Heck, with love, which love. So yeah, like I just, and I think that that's part of the reason why she feels that way. But then again, she feels that way because of a black person that wanted to be better than me. It was a black person that felt some type of way about me. And so black people sometimes will use white supremacy against each other. I mean, not sometimes, all the damn time, black folks be using white supremacy against each other. And I think that the Orishas can't stand that. I think that's ridiculous. I think you look ridiculous when y'all do that. So if that don't spell fraud to me, I don't know what does, especially being that the Orishas, they really, really, really take a huge issue with the way that the slaves were treated in this country, in particular the women, the rape, the murder, the sodomy, the raping and the stripping and all of that. They're not happy with that. And for you to do that, for you to actually try to oppress your fellow sister witch, whether or not she's black or white, in my opinion, that is dabbling. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. Okay. But see, I work with a whole totally different set of values. See what I'm saying? And I work very closely with the angels. And I work very closely with Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel protects over the children. Okay. Children and women. So problem when I see people doing that to each other and trying to disempower the woman, which makes no sense at all. Ever since they started doing that, the ground has turned sour. They have killed more ground. They have killed more of Mother Earth by doing that. It's ridiculous. The only thing that probably does restore is probably women in their menstrual blood, is what restores that. But they have killed more fertile ground to the point where we can't even grow fruits and vegetables and stuff. The soil is bad. But why do they continue to do that? That creates death. All those things that they've done has done nothing but create death. Now if it's a demonic entity that disguised itself as a woman, then okay. You see what I'm saying? Because I do believe in demonic entities. I do believe in I've I've seen many demons. I do believe in the Jezebel spirit, and some people work with those spirits. Some people work with Medusa. Some people work with various dark goddesses, and that's their choice. Okay, I think everybody has the right to practice the way that they want. Okay, and ultimately who you're going to be affecting is you, because you're responsible for the energy that you work with and that you put out there. So I am coming in peace, but I as a true leader, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I feel like that is something that we should not accept. And what are you going to do? Are you going to say, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about? I paid thousands of dollars. So the only comeback will be, well, I paid thousands of dollars for my power. Huh? You paid for your power? Did you already have it? When you went up there, did you already have that power and then you had to go to somebody and pay for it? But and so to me, it just looks bad. It looks bad, in my opinion. It does. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I hope everyone stands in their power and claims their gifts and elevates. I agree. I agree with that. So anyway, think about that. Think about that. And if I'll only listen to responses, you know, that feel free to do a video response. I'll only listen to responses that that aren't ignorant, though, because I don't want to hear no insults or ad hominems and all that stuff. That's another thing. For some reason, a lot of the women that are supposed to be representing witches, they seem to, instead of being able to have an intelligent conversation or an intelligent debate, they resort to ad hominems. When you don't have anything intelligent to say, when you don't have an intelligent comeback, always call CPS. That'll do the trick. No, it don't. It just makes you look dumber. So if you have something truly intelligent to say in response, then please do. I don't mind talking about this, but I get the feeling that a lot of people kind of understand what I'm saying. And I don't think it's anything wrong with what I'm saying. I mean, I am in a leadership position as well. So, and being a mom makes us leaders. Why on earth would you want to disempower or cause harm where that is at? And then, you know, the obvious, just the obvious. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, guys. Have a good day. Have a happy is it a hump day? Yep, happy hump day to you guys. If you are looking for spells that work, the link to my website is below. All I know is that what I do works for my clients, and I haven't been initiated into anything like that. I don't, I have a crown though. Very proud of it. So yeah, that's that's just me. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. All right. Love and light.